Welcome to another episode of The Pickpocket. Here at The Pickpocket, we use the NBA category and the Fanduel app to help you win money. The new year is about to start. 2020 is finally about to be over. This is the last day. I'm excited. I believe 2021 is the year that we gonna win a lot of money and you gonna win a lot of money. If you tuned into this channel, I guarantee it's coming to you. You just gotta rock with us. You gotta rock with us. But seriously, guys, man, we got a lot of games today. We're only doing the main slate games today. We didn't want to do the 3 o'clock games because those games were kind of atrocious, to be honest. But other than that, we're focused on the main slate games today. So let's head to that computer and let's get into it.
Feel free to look at these descriptions for all these symbols. You're going to see these symbols throughout this presentation. It's very important that you know which each and every one of these symbols mean. So please read this, please pause, do whatever you got to do because you're going to see these symbols. And these symbols will definitely be useful to you to help you construct your lineup. Moving on. The FanDuel Scout app is a very important app. This is not a paid promotion, but this app will definitely keep you updated as far as injuries. And if players decide to sit out at the last minute, this app will update you in time so that you can adjust your lineup accordingly. So please download this app if you are not getting the updates that you are looking for with whatever app you have. But anyway, top 5 from tonight's slate by position. We got Kyle Lowry, De'Aaron Fox. We got Shai Alexander. Harden hasn't played with their full roster yet, so keep all that in mind. At the small forwards, we got Brandon Ingram. Power forwards, Julius Randle. In the center position, we got Rudy Gobert. These are 6 players that honestly, we have 7 players that you really want to pay attention to. So please keep that in mind. These are the most important players for tonight. Our mock lineup that we put in last night won. It was the second lineup that we showed you guys. It was mock lineup 2. It gave us 309.2 as far as FanDuel points, and it was good enough for us to be in the green. So our lineups won last night and the night before. So guys, we're on a good streak again. So we're looking to keep it going. So it shows that all our suggestions are working. So please subscribe to the channel and join the movement. And we trying to win y'all money. So please subscribe, like, comment, and share the videos because we are winning. Moving on. All right, tonight's games, we have Sacramento and Houston. Both Sacramento and Houston rank in the top 12 of points allowed and points scored. This should lead to plenty of points scored between the two teams, meaning that De'Aaron Fox, John Wall, and James Harden, they all have the potential to go nuts tonight. It is what it is because neither of these teams play defense. De'Aaron Fox, he's going to give you those points, those assists, and those steals, and he's going to really help you rack up FPPG. John Wall, he played really well in the preseason. This is their season debut. We don't know how he's going to play in the regular season. We can only judge by what he did in the preseason. In the preseason, he looked exceptionally well. He was shooting threes. He was making threes, but he was shooting them with confidence. He was getting to the rack. He was dishing out assists. He was grabbing a few rebounds here and there. And John Wall has always been a great defender, so he's going to get you those steals and blocks and whatnot. So keep that in mind looking at John Wall. And there's no need to even go into James Harden. If you can afford James Harden, I suggest getting him because if he plays, he's going to get you around 60 to 70. Daniel might even get you 100 FPPG. If they go into double overtime, don't tell him what he'll score for you. So if you can afford James Harden, it's always great to get James Harden if you can afford it. Moving on, but feel free to read the rest of this in yellow because it is very important. All right, Sacramento and Houston again. All these guys will be good picks if you're looking for value. You have Tyrese. He costs $4,900 in salary. And, he's a very solid player. He's averaging, 23.77 in FPPG. He's a decent player. So feel free to look at him. We also want to look at the thing about Eric Gordon. Eric Gordon, he does cost $5,000. but Eric Gordon can be very streaky. He's a three-point shooter, and he occasionally drives to the basket. The thing with Eric Gordon is that if he's not hitting threes, there's a chance that he can have very low FPPG if he's not hitting threes. So keep that in mind. Eric Gordon is not the greatest defender. He's not the greatest rebounder. He's a great shooter, but he's very streaky. So if he's not hitting a lot of threes for you, there's a chance that he can give you very low FPPG. So if you pick Eric Gordon, you're banking on him to hit a lot of threes. I'm not saying he's not going to hit a lot of threes, but I am saying that he is very streaky. So just keep that in your mind when it comes to Eric Gordon. All right, New York and Toronto hitters. New York and Toronto have provided surprises this season. New York being 2-2 so far with an impressive win against the Milwaukee recently, and Toronto still looking for their first win. Toronto, they're going to be desperate for a win. They're going against the New York Knicks. Kyle Lowry is always a solid player. We are expecting Kyle Lowry to come out very aggressive tonight because Toronto, they haven't won yet. So we expect Kyle Lowry to really lay it out and trying to get a win tonight. So we expect him to score a lot of points. We expect him to get a lot of assists, and we expect him to get a few boards. And he's a great defender. He's going to get steals. He's going to draw charges. He's going to do all that for you. So he's always a solid pick if you're looking for somebody to rack up good FPPG for you at a price of $8,000. So keep that in mind. Van Fleet also, he costs only $7,200 in salary. Fred is a great shooter and he's a great defender. Even though he is small in size as far as NBA standards, he does get you steals here and there. So keep that in mind. Julius Randle has been surprising with his near triple-double numbers. Nothing suggests Toronto will stop him from providing that for your lineup. So if you can afford Julius Randle, I suggest that you get Julius Randle because he's going to score points for you, he's going to get assists for you, and he's going to get rebounds for you. He comes close. He's been coming close to triple doubles. So please keep that in mind. He's definitely going to rack up that FPPG for you. All right. Right here we have New York versus Toronto. Also we have Peyton. No one has come along and provided value to lineups like Peyton has recently. He's been giving New York great numbers as they have been hampered with injuries at the point guard position. So keep that in mind. You know, Peyton's been playing a lot. He's been producing great numbers. This FPPG can be very deceiving. If you can look at his recent games, he's been going nuts. So we suggest that you get Elfrid Payton. He only costs $5,200 in salary. If you're looking for a cheap point guard to get, he's definitely the way to go. And feel free to read the rest of this on RJ Barrett and OG. Very important information, so feel free to pause and read the rest of that. All right, New Orleans and OKC. This is the first, having every hitter in a game have a favorable matchup completely in their favor. Usually hitters are good for their output but still have a good matchup. We think these guys have the advantage at their position. So nobody on New Orleans is going to be able to stop Shea Alexander because New Orleans doesn't play the best defense. Excuse me. OKC is not going to be able to stop Brandon Ingram because OKC doesn't have the greatest defense either. And Brandon Ingram has been playing out of his mind. And of course, Zion is Zion. At the end of the day, you guys know Zion is a great rebounder. He's a great scorer. He blocks shots occasionally. So he's going to rack up that FPPG for you. And as far as Brandon Ingram, a good thing about him is that he's been passing the ball he's been passing the ball very well. So he's been racking up FPPG because he's been scoring points, getting assists, getting a few rebounds here and there, and getting a couple steals and maybe even a block on certain games. So keep that in mind when looking at all three of these players. All right, we still have more picks. So let's begin with who we aren't high on, and that's Lonzo Ball, Holford, and Robbie. I'll make sure I wasn't butchering his name. Yeah. So with Lonzo Ball, he's been very inconsistent. He's had some great nights and he's had some atrocious nights. So that's, even though he would be Lonzo Ball would definitely be a good pick, but you have to keep in mind that he is very inconsistent. So even though he did great one night, there's a chance tonight he may play atrocious. And there's also a chance tonight that he may play wonderful. The problem is that we don't know. But we put him in here for if you want to make the decision, because he's so inconsistent that we can't even give you a valid answer right now. But he's very inconsistent, so we're suggesting not to fool with him. But we put him on here just in case you want to pick him, because there is a chance that he has a great night. So keep that in mind. And we're going to move on. Feel free to read all this other stuff that I haven't touched on, and look at these players as far as Dort and Steven Adams. Phoenix and Utah. This matchup is exciting. The number 1 ranked defense for points allowed, Phoenix, and number 7 in Utah. Now, Chris Paul is a great player. He's going to rack up assists for you. He's going to score points for you, and he's a great defender. Now, I've been watching Chris Paul. I watched him a few games, and he is going to rack up. He's going to give you solid FPPG for this salary. It doesn't really look like he has his foot on the gas pedal right now because the season just started. So it looks like he is kind of coasting out there, but he's still racking up decent FPPG. So if you're looking for a cheap guard that's going to get you assists and stay solid as far as 30 to 40 FPPG, he's definitely the way to go. Also, Mike Conley, the same. Mike Conley is a great scorer. He's a great passer. He's actually a very great defender, and he costs us only $6,300 in salary. Donovan Mitchell has kind of been up and down, but he's still Donovan Mitchell. You guys all know who Donovan Mitchell is. Donovan Mitchell is a great scorer. He plays for the Utah Jazz. So he's never really a bad pick, but he has been up and down. But if you're looking for somebody affordable, the good thing, he only costs $7,900 in salary. So that's actually a great pick. And of course, Booker too. He hasn't been playing up to Booker standards, but he's still Devin Booker. Any given night, he can go nuts. He's the great shooter. He's been passing the ball very well. So keep that in mind. And of course, Rudy is a great defender. He's going to get blocks for you. He's going to get rebounds, and Rudy is going to score. So if you can get Rudy, we suggest getting Rudy. So keep all that in mind, please. Also, value players. We have Jordan Clarkson at $4,800. He comes off the bench for the Utah Jazz. He's a very good scorer. So he usually comes off the bench just jacking it up. So if those shots are going in, that's going to definitely benefit you as far as FPPG. And feel free to read the text on your right side. These are all very, very important players that you want to look at. And we have some very important information to the right side of you. I can't touch on it right now. All right. Mock lineup number 1. We got Kyle Lowry, Mike Conley. We have Tyrese. We have Alexander, Eric Gordon. We got Cameron Johnson, Julius Randle, Zion, and we got DeMarcus Cousins. And I apologize for the font. We're still trying to figure out why the font keeps doing this. I don't know. And you also have 200 remaining, so that's a very solid lineup. Mock lineup number 2. We have John Wall, De'Aaron Fox, Fred VanVleet. We have Jordan Clarkson, Bridges, RJ Barrett, Zion Williamson, Marvin Bagley, and Rudy Gobert. This is a balanced lineup with a mixture of high productive players from each game. We will play this lineup to see its performance. As you can see, we have $0 remaining in this lineup, so this lineup was definitely, we definitely strategized a lot for this lineup to put this together, so we're going to see how it does, and we're definitely going to let you guys know. Remember, mock lineups are meant to provide a base for your roster. You can fill in where you think other picks would do better. We are encouraging you to swap players. Don't just copy the whole lineup, but you can use 90% of it if you want. And if you use 90% of it and you substitute a player, just comment, leave it in our comment section and tell us how that lineup did. We definitely want your feedback. We definitely want you to win money. So please give us that feedback if you win. And be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share your suggestions or questions. And thank you for choosing another episode of the Pick Pocket DFS. We'll see you on the next video.